Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I have another awesome battle video for you all since you guys are the best and hit 500 likes on yesterday's video. So let's aim for another 500 on this one to support daily uploads. Anyway, recently I've gotten a lot of battles with VGC 2014 World competitors. You guys saw World Champion Stadium Park featured yesterday. A while ago I featured Ryosuke Kosuge and Marcus Stadter as well. And today I have a battle against Canada's best player, Randy Quah. Randy is the only Canadian player to have made Worlds in the last 2 years in the Masters division. He's an excellent player, known for consistency throughout both seasons, always top cuts nationals, and he's a really good player. He is known for basically using a team and sticking with it throughout the entire season, making adjustments here and there. For example, last year he had Moldbreaker, Excadrill, and Togekiss, and this year he's really stuck with the Smeargle Mega Blastoise core. I'm not too worried about my Smeargle matchup because I've got Kangaskhan with Protect and Gothitelle with Chesto Berry, and my Kangaskhan is EV'd specifically to outspeed Smeargle after Mega Evolving, so I'm not too worried about it, but Smeargle is always kind of scary to deal with because you never know exactly what it's going to do, because of course it gets access to every move. So you see my 4 Pokemon there, you see Randy's 4, and without further ado, let's get into this. He did have Gudra and Hydreigon, which was really interesting. I kind of assumed that one of them had the Choice Scarf because it's rare to see 2 dragons, and for both of them to not have a Choice Scarf, to be quite honest. So I was anticipating a Choice Scarf, really from the Hydreigon. I didn't really know what kind of Gudra Randy was running. So I lead with Kangaskhan and Gothitelle, which is by far my best lead matchup against anything Randy can have, and he has Smeargle and Blastoise. I'm not too worried here because I know I could actually just protect Kangaskhan, so I can Mega Evolve it and outspeed Smeargle the following turn, and just get a Psychic off against the Mega Blastoise, which won't really do very much damage to Gothitelle because, of course, my Gothitelle is 252 HP EVs, 244 Special Defense EVs, and is sassy, so it's really specially built. I do protect with Kangaskhan, like I said, to avoid the Dark Void since Smeargle is actually faster than me before I Mega Evolve. Blastoise does get the Water Spout off, and you see here, Gothitelle takes it like a champ, doesn't even bring it to under 50%. Smeargle does get the Dark Void off, but like I said, this Gothitelle does carry a Chesto Berry. At Worlds in the last 2 years, I've used the Trick Room setupper with Chesto Berry and Rest, mainly because I like having that security against stuff like can put your Pokemon to sleep, since sleep is such a good status. So that Chesto Berry prevents me from, not getting a turn, and I do get the Psychic off onto Blastoise, which does actually a decent amount, and it also reduces its Water Spout damage, so that's really good. Moody, fortunately enough, does not increase Randy's Smeargle's speed. Now this following turn, I'm kind of predicting a Protect from the Blastoise and a Dark Void, and I know if that is the case and I double wedge into the Blastoise, I'm going to basically lose, because I'm going to have both my Pokemon asleep. So instead I target the Smeargle slot since I assume that slot will be either Dark Voiding or doing something else. He actually goes for the Helping Hand, which is an excellent play on his end. Of course a bit risky because if I double edge the Blastoise, he would have had no means of offense this turn, but Randy made a really good read, and the chance of me targeting the Blastoise when I know it probably has Protect is relatively low. He actually gets the Helping Hand Aura Sphere off against my Kangaskhan, KOing it easily, and excellent play by him. I was actually anticipating a Water Spout coming in again, so I heal post my Kangaskhan slot, unfortunately. Probably could have gone for a Psychic or a Trick Room there. As a result, I kind of waste Gothitelle's turn. Now I bring in Salamence, and he brings in Talonflame, and I'm really happy to see the Talonflame. Of course, Gothitelle does lock both of my opponent's Pokemon in, and Salamence is faster than Mega Blastoise. So, even though I'm predicting a Protect from the Blastoise this turn, I know I can just safely Draco Meteor either this turn or next turn and pick up the KO. At -1, the Talonflame won't be exactly the biggest threat against me. You see, he gets the Brave Bird off, and it still does a lot to Gothitelle, so it actually reveals the Life Orb. Life Orb Talonflame, of course, one of the more popular picks of the season. Draco does go into the Protect, and I was getting a bit greedy here. I was kind of anticipating the Brave Bird onto the Salamence, so I actually heal post that slot. But I know that this turn, the Blastoise is basically forced to stay in, and it's going to be KO'd unless he goes for a double Protect. So I don't need the Gothitelle to basically stay in and trap anymore. I switch it to Rotom Heat, and he does predictably go for the Brave Bird onto the Rotom, and Rotom is an excellent check to his Talonflame, so I'm really happy to have brought that in the game. Draco does connect with his Blastoise, like I said, outspeeding it. So one of the really cool things about using Gothitelle is just, trapping your opponent and taking advantage of it, because even if they Protect, the following turn if Gothitelle is still around, then they won't be able to switch out. So I pick up the Knockout and Mega Blastoise, and the game is now 3-2 in my favor, but of course Gothitelle is severely weaked. Now he brings in his Gudra, and Rotom Heat itself actually has a pretty good matchup, because it can just Thunderbolt to KO the Talonflame and Will-O-Wisp to KO the Gudra. I predicting a Protect out of that Talonflame, so I go for a Protect with my Rotom Heat, because I don't want to take any Dragon Pulse damage, but instead Randy makes a pretty good play. I did switch in Gothitelle because I wanted to get the -2 reset. He actually goes for the Ice Beam onto my Goth slot. indicating to me that it might actually be Choice Scarfed. And if it is Choice Scarfed, there's actually nothing I can do with Salamence this time, so because he's just going to pick up the KO. Dragon Pulse is actually not a KO 100% of the time on my Salamence, which is why he did go for the Ice Beam. But like I said, Rotom Heat in itself has a pretty good matchup at this point. Randy's Talonflame goes for the Life Orb Brave Bird, not onto the Salamence, but actually onto the Rotom, because like I said, that Goodra itself will actually be able to pick up the knockout onto the Salamence with an Ice Beam. My Choice Scarf suspicions are confirmed here when he outspeeds my Salamence and gets the Ice Beam off, which is a clean one-hit KO, of course 4 times super effective against Salamence, with the critical hit there, just gravy on top of that. Rotom Heat is able to, however, get the Thunderbolt off, and I really needed to KO the Talonflame since I was assuming Goodra at that point was Choice Scarf. If it actually wasn't Choice Scarf, then I could have just Draco Meteored it for a ton of damage anyway. And now it's a Goodra locked into Ice Beam against a Rotom, which can actually just safely Will-O-Wisp and Protect Stall it. You see, the Ice Beam there does 18 damage, so he basically needs 5 turns. And if he doesn't freeze me, then I mean, at this point, there's really nothing he can do, because between Protects and even Thunderbolting the Goodra is just going to go down even if he freezes me. Randy understands this, so he forfeits the battle. But that was a really fun game. You know, Smeargle and Blastoise is always an interesting duo to see, and Randy, you know, obviously pioneered the duo the entire year, so it was really fun to play him. Hope you guys enjoyed that battle. It's always really fun to feature Worlds competitors on this channel, like I keep on saying. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.